Yahawah, Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rekakadash, Kwam Jasharala. Greetings to the hopeful elect. Alright, this is part 4, you know what I'm saying, of righteousness exalts the nation, but sin is a reproach to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi. We're going hard, this is a lot and we love to do this work, man, you know what I'm saying. This is the best part of my life, The Father's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is the biggest and best part of me, So let's proceed. We're going to give you another 2 references. We're going to continue with Psalms, like 3 more Psalms. Then we'll go to Proverbs. And then we'll go to one of our big prophets, Yahawah, Isaiah. Alright, this is part 4. Let's get edified. So we'll start off with Psalms 109. And we'll start with verse 20. But may that be the reward of my accuser from the Lord of those who speak evil against my life. But you, O Yahawah Elohim, act on my behalf for your name's sake, because your steadfast love is good. Deliver me, for I am poor and needy, and my heart is pierced within me. I am gone like a shadow at evening. I am shaken off like locusts. My knees are weak to fasting. My body has become gaunt. I am an object of scorn and reproach to my accusers. When they see me, they shake their heads. Help me, O Yahawah Elohim. Save me according to your steadfast love. Let them know that this is your hand. Oh, Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, have done it. Let them curse, but you will bless. Let my assailants be put to shame. May your servant be glad. May my accusers be clothed with dishonor. May they be wrapped in their own shame as in a mantle. With my mouth I will give great thanks to the Most High. I will praise him in the midst of the strong, for he stands at the right hand of the needy, to save them from those who would condemn them to death. Okay, so that was nice right there, man. I'm telling you, man, Psalms go hard. Super exaltation, Now let's go to Psalms. Alright, man, we're going to go Psalms chapter 19. And we're going to go to verse 22. Alright? Okay, let's see. You know what? I'll bring it up from verse 19 actually. I live as an alien in the land and do not hide your. I'll start with verse 17. Deal bountifully with your servant, so that I may live and observe your word. Open my eyes so that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. I live as an alien in the land. Do not hide your commandments from me. My soul is consumed with longing for your ordinance at all times. You reproach the insolent accursed ones who wander from your commandments. I keep away from me the scorn and the reproach and contempt. I have kept your decrees, and I have said to prince, sit plotting against me. Your servant will meditate on your law, statutes, and commandments, for they are my delight, they are my counselors. Alright, see, Salam is real, man. Yeah, man, comfort in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High. Alright, now let's go to the reference. We'll go stay on Psalms 119, but we're gonna go to I'm gonna pick it up from verse 37. Turn my eyes from looking at vanities. Give me life in your ways. Confirm to your servant your promise, which is for those who fear you. Turn away the reproach, and I dread, for your ordinance are good. See, I have longed for your precepts, and your righteousness give me life. Let your steadfast love come to me, O Yahawah Elohim, your salvation according to your promise. Then I shall have an answer for those who taunt me, for I trust in your word. Do not take the word of truth utterly out of my mouth, for my hope is in your ordinance. I will keep your law continually forever and ever, man. Sweet, man. That was telling you, man. Psalms, man, very powerful. They come hard. So, okay, now we're gonna go for fourth references. We're gonna give you some Proverbs. The book of Proverbs was written by by King Solomon, who was probably the wisest man that ever lived. But he plundered in the end. But still, God is man. His wisdom is unmatched. Because it's the Most High's wisdom. Alright, so let's start with Proverbs chapter 6, and we'll start with verse 32. But he who commits adultery has no sense. He who does it destroys himself. He will get wounds and dishonor, and his reproach will not be wiped away. For jealous arouse a husband's fury, and he shows no restraints when he takes revenge. He will accept no compensation and refuse a bribe, no matter how great. Yeah, man. Basically, man, it's a remember sin is a reproach, man, and being adulterous, saying fornicator, it's a it's a reproach, man, to Most High, and more likely you're gonna get caught up, man. And, motherfuckers be smoking fools for bitches out here. Yeah, I hate cussing out, but it's just the truth. So these are not women; these are hoes, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's proceed. Um, Next reference, we're gonna go to Proverbs 18, and we're gonna start at we're gonna start with the first verse. Okay, the one who lives alone is self-indulged, shoving contempt for all who have sound judgment. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing personal opinion. When the wicked comes, reproach comes also, and with this dishonor comes disgrace and reproach. The words of the mouth are deep waters. The fountains of wisdom is a gushing stream. It is right to be partial to the guilty, or to be superb and innocent in judgment. A fool's lips bring strife, and a fool's mouth invites a flogging. The mouth of fools are their ruins, and their lips are snared to themselves. Yeah, man, because there's there's no a fool doesn't care for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know, he lives his life as a brute beast. Worthy to be smoked, which more than likely he is. Now, next reference, we'll go to Proverbs 19. We'll take it from verse 26. Well, actually 23. You know what? It's lucky on 21. What is desirable in a person is loyalty, and it is better to be poor than a liar. The fear of Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi is life indeed. Filled with it, one's rest secures and suffers no harm. The lazy person buries a hand in the dish and will not even bring it back to the mouth. Striking a scoffer and the simple will learn prudence. Reprove the intelligence and they will gain knowledge. Those who do violence to their father and chase away their mother are children who cause shame and bring reproach. Cease straying, my child, from the words of knowledge, in order that you may hear instruction. A worthless witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity. Condemnation is ready for the scoffers, and flogging for the backs of fools. Basically, the calamity just lands on fools because they're idiots. You know what I'm saying? They are reproached. You know what I'm saying? Now, next reference, we're going to go to Proverbs. So we're going to go to chapter 22, and we're going to start it at it's like we're going to start with verse 7. Okay. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is the slave of the lender. Whoever shows injustice will reap calamity, and the rod of anger will fall. And that's what Esau's going to be burned, man, because he a ruthless ass, no mercy having demon. Now it says here, those who are generous are blessed, for they share their bread with the poor. Drive out a scoffer, and strife goes about. Quarreling and abuse will cease. Those who love a pure heart and are gracious in speech will have the king as a friend. The eyes of the Most High watch over knowledge, but he overthrows the words of the faithless and reproaches the lazy person. Says, there is a lion outside. I shall be killed in the street. The mouth of a loose woman is a deep pit. He with whom the Most High is angry falls into it. Folly is bound up in the heart of a boy, but the rod of discipline drives it far away. Oppressing the poor in order to enrich himself and giving to the rich will lead only to loss. Basically, really riches have no sustaining power, man. So it's in vain. That's what it's saying. It's in vain. Now we're gonna give you formal references. So we're gonna go to Isaiah, Yahawah, and we're gonna take it from chapter 4th chapter. We'll start the 4th chapter. Let's see. Okay, 4th chapter, verse 1. 7 women shall take hold of one man in that day, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own clothes. Just let us be called by your name and take away our reproach. Yeah, man, it's talking about the great times of tribulation, man. You know what I'm saying? When young men shall fall by the sword, and your warriors in the battle, and the gates shall be lamentation, and mourning, ravish shall sit upon the ground. Basically, the stress is gonna come to these worldly ass, demon ass women, man. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so three more reference. We're gonna stay in Yahawah, and we're gonna go chapter 30 and verse 5. Right, here you go. That's like a family. We're gonna start with verse 3. Therefore, the protection of Pharaoh shall become your shame. No one's lucky. I'm not taking from the very top. Okay, it says, all rebellious children, says Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, who carry out a plan but not mine, who make an alliance but against my will, adding sin to sin, who set out to go down to Egypt without asking for my counsel, to take refuge in the protection of Pharaoh. This is present day, this is spiritual modern day Egypt. So basically, banking on, voting and doing all this shit, going for the status quo, man. Therefore, the protection of Pharaoh shall become your shame, and the shelter and the shadows of Egypt your humiliation. For though his officials are set on Zion, and his envoy reach his holiness, everyone comes to reproach through a people that cannot profit them, that brings neither help nor profit, but shame and disgrace. Oracles concerning the animals Negeb, through a land of trouble and distress, of lioness and roaring lions, of vipers, flying serpents, and carrying the riches on the backs of donkeys, and treasures and camels, to a people that cannot profit them. For Egypt help is worthless and empty. Rather, I have called her Rahab, who sits still. Yeah, basically, man, this place is imploding, and you want to be banking on these Edomite demons to protect you, man. They ain't gonna do that, man. They're gonna turn on you and fuck you up, and the Lord don't care, man. You know what I'm saying? That'll be your portion, man. Next two final references. Go to chapter 37, and we're gonna start with the fourth verse. The third verse. They said to him, "Thus says Hezekiah, this day is a day of distress, of rebuke, and of disgrace, and of reproach. The children have come to birth, and there is no strength to bring them forth. May it be that Yahawah Elohim, you know what I'm saying, his Elohim, your Elohim, has the words of Rahab Shaken, which is his master, the king of Syria, has seen rebuking and mocking the living Elohim, and will rebuke the words of the Most High. You, Elohim, has heard. Therefore lift up your prayer for the remnant that is left." When the servants of Hezekiah came to Isaiah, Isaiah said to them, "Say to your master, Yahawah Elohim, do not be afraid. Thus said Yahawah Elohim, do not be afraid because of the words that you heard, with which the servants of the king of Assyria have revealed me. I myself will put a spirit in him, so that he shall hear a rumor and return to his own land. I will cause him to fall by the sword in his own land." Basically, all this reproach, all this mocking, is going to all come to the end, man, in the day of the Most High. Now, last references for this part right here, part 4, it'll be same, Isaiah chapter 37, but we'll take it from verse 16 actually. "O Yahweh Elohim, Lord of hosts of Israel, who are enthroned above the cherub, you are the Most High. You alone of all the kingdoms of the earth, you have made the heavens and the earth. In your ear, O Lord, hear, open your eyes, O Lord, and see. Hear all the words of Sennacherib, which he sent to reproach and mock the living Elohim. O Yahweh Elohim, the king of Assyria, has laid waste all the nations in their lands, and have hurled and burned into the fire, though they were no gods but the works of humans, idols and stones, and so they are destroyed. So now, Yahweh, our Elohim, give us, redeem us from his hand, deliver us from his hand, so that all the kingdoms of the earth may know that you alone are the Most High, Yahweh Elohim." And then Isaiah son of Amos sent Hezekiah, saying, "Thus says Yahweh Elohim of Israel, because you have prayed to me concerning the king of Assyria, Sennacherib, the son. This is what the Most High has spoken concerning him. She despises you, she scorns you, virgin daughter of Zion, she tosses her head. Behold, your back, daughter of Jerusalem, whom you have mocked and revealed, against whom you have raised your voice and haughtily lifted your eyes against the Holy One of Israel. By your servants you have mocked the Most High, and you have said, with my many chariots I have gone up to the heights of the mountains, so that the far recesses of Lebanon I felt its tallest cedars, its chosen cypress. I came to its remote height, this dense forest, and dug wells, and drank waters, and dried up with the sole of my foot all the streams of Egypt. Said, have you not heard that I determined it long ago? I planned from days of old what now I bring to pass. Yes, he had called this called prophesying, that you should make fortified cities crash into heaps of ruins, while the inhabitants shorn of distress are dismayed and confounded. They have become like plants of the field, and like tender grass, like grass in the households. blights before it's grown. I know you're rising up and you're sitting down. You're going out and you're coming in, and you're raging against me, because you have raged against me, and your arrogance has come to my ear. I will put my hook in your nose and my bite in your mouth, and I will turn you back on the way by which you came. And this shall be the sign for you this year: eat what grows itself, and the second year what springs forth. Then the third year sow, reap, plant vineyards, and eat their fruit. The surviving remnant of the house of Judah shall again take rod downwards and bear fruit upwards. From Jerusalem a remnant shall go out, and from Zion a band of survivors. The zeal of Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Lord of hosts, will do this. Therefore thus says the Most High concerning the king of Assyria: he shall not come into the city, shoot an arrow there, and come before it with a shield, or cast up a siege ramp against it. By the way that he came, by the same he shall return. He shall not come into the city, says the Most High. For I will defend this city to save it for my own sake, and for the sake of my servant David. Then the angel of the Most High set out and struck down 185,000 in the camp of the Syrians. When morning dawned, they were all dead bodies. The king of Sennacherib of Assyria went home and lived in Nineveh, as he was worshipped in the house of his god Nisroch. His sons Adram, Melech, and Sherezer killed him with the sword, and escaped into the land of Araphat. His son Esar had done succeeded him. Alright, basically he's saying that he gonna destroy all these sun-worshipping demons, man. You know, it's been prophesied. Alright, man, I was just edifying, man. Most High be winning, man. We're gonna get done, man. We're gonna do 7 references, man. You know, so we just going hard. And on that note, shalom, man.